Comparing data displayed in dot plots. Mean is the average. To find the average, you add up all the numbers, divide by how many there are. Median is the middle. Remember, if you have two numbers in the middle, you have to add them up, divide by 2. Mode is the most. You can have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode. Range is the difference. It's the biggest minus the smallest. Outlier is a data point that doesn't fall with the other. Bell shape is something that can fold up, or a mirror image of itself. Skewed, you can have a tail skewed left, you can have a tail skewed right. So if we drew a picture, you could have an image that looks like this. And this would be called skewed right, because the tail is on the right. Then you can have a picture that looks like this. This would be called skewed left. And that is because the tail is on the left. Then you can have an image that looks like this, where it is evenly tapering off on both sides. And it looks kind of like a bell-shaped curve. So we call this symmetric or bell-shaped. Alright, let's take a look at example 1. The dot plot shows the heights of 15 high school basketball players and the heights of 15 softball players. It doesn't look skewed left and it doesn't look skewed right or bell-shaped. So we can just state a fact. We can say most of the data is under 5'4". Okay, and that's just one fact. You could do another statement. For basketball, you could say most of the data is above 5'8". As this group, softball players are shorter than basketball players. Visually compare the centers of the dot plot. Remember, center is another word for median. And to find middle, you cross off until you get to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the median for softball is 5'4". For basketball, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the median is 5'8". This means that most common height for softball players is 5'4" and basketball is 5'8". Visually compare the spread to the dot plot. Remember, spread is a key word for range, the largest minus the smallest. The largest softball player is 5'6". The smallest softball player is 4'11". You can't do 6 minus 11, so you have to borrow. You borrowed 12 inches. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 minus 11 is 7 inches. Okay, then we subtract the basketball players. The tallest basketball player is 6 foot. The smallest basketball player is 5'2". So you can't do 0 minus 2, so you're going to have to borrow. And so when we borrow, we get 5. You borrowed 12 inches. 12 minus 2 is 10. So you get 10 inches. Alright. There is a greater spread in heights for basketball players. Alright, now we're going to visually compare the dot plots of heights of field hockey players. First, we want to describe the shape. we would say that this shape is symmetrical, meaning it's like a mirror image. You could fold it up on itself. It's also called a bell-shaped. It has no outliers. Okay, center can be described as the median. To find the median, you cross off till you get to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the median field hockey is 5 foot 2 inches. The spread is the range. To find the range, you do the largest minus the smallest. So our largest field hockey player is 5 foot 6. The smallest is 4 foot 11. You can't do 6 minus 11, so you gotta borrow. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 minus 11 is 7 inches. So something that you can conclude is that field hockey players are typically the shortest, with heights of 5 foot 2. Then after field hockey comes your softball players at 5'4", followed by your basketball. So after field hockey is softball. Softball is 5'4". And lastly is basketball. Basketball is typically 5'8". Okay, flip it over to the back side. On the back side, it says numerically compare the dot plots of the number of hours students exercise each week to the number of hours they play video games. Well, this isn't skewed left, it's not skewed right. We can't really describe it as symmetrical. So we can just state a fact. Most of the data is less than 4 hours. Yes. Most of the data is 6 hours or greater. Yes. Okay, compare the centers. Remember, center is a key word for median. To find the median, you cross off till you get to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 in the middle, so 2 plus 3 divided by 2 is 2.5. The median for video games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The median is 9. Remember, spread is a key word for range. The way that you find range is difference, the largest minus the smallest. So 12 minus 0 is 12. 14 minus 0 is 14. All right, let's take a look at the bottom. Okay, so it says we need to find the mean. Remember, to find mean, it is the average. So we're going to add up all these. We got 1, 12, 15, 24, 14, 8, and 11. Okay, so if we added up 11 plus 8, it'll get me 19, plus 14, plus 24, plus 15, plus 13. We can add it up. 9 plus 8 is 17. 17 plus 5 is 22. Plus 3 is 25. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 85. Now we are going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 can go into here 5 times. 15 times 5 is going to get me 75. We'll subtract. Decimal, decimal, 0. We're going to go 6 times. 15 times 6 is going to get me 90. When we subtract, we notice a pattern. This is going to repeat, so it's going to be 5.6 with a line over it. Remember that median is a key word for middle or center, so we cross off till we get to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The median is going to be 6. Mode, the one that appears the most often. That would be 6. Range, our largest is 11, our smallest is 1. 11 minus 1 is 10. Okay, so if we look at the median of all three of these, the median for internet usage is 6. The median for exercise is 2.5, and video games is 9. So I would say that we would spend less time exercising at 2.5 hours. Then we would spend in the middle on the internet at 6 hours, and then the most amount of time at video games at 9 hours.